There's some, I guess, some standard answers that you will hear also in textbooks, which just have prevailed time and time again. We would look for some kind of defensible intellectual property, right? That is probably the first criteria in terms of the value proposition that is offered by either the product or the service. How can you defend that? How can you protect that? How is that unique? How is that going to mean that competitors will take longer to get into the market to compete with you? That would be the one important element to look at. The market needs to be scalable, so the proposition needs to be scalable. The market, the applications for that need to be quite wide. We often hear from international investors, they say, oh, South Africa is a small market. I don't believe necessarily that it is, especially looking at the up-and-coming middle class, which is often gets neglected. If you can find a product or a service that talks to them, to that up-and-coming middle class, I think you can do very, very well, even in South Africa. And typically, if you get that right in South Africa, it means that it is something that you can take across the borders. If you get a model right where you think you can scale that globally into Europe and Africa and America, for example, it doesn't mean it's going to work for you at scale in South Africa, because we believe that's where we have in South Africa a unique situation of kind of the first world and the third world being combined in one, right? So when people talk about scaling it internationally, they're talking typically first world applications, while I believe that the emerging nature of South Africa is actually what makes it attractive right now and what can lead to high growth numbers. So we as TriVest would look at investing into businesses in South Africa that can expand into Africa. That's very important to us. We believe it's going to help us attract further capital, and we believe we can actually achieve the growth in there.